In the site for this monumental undertaking. The transformation of Versailles from a simple lodge into the most magnificent palace in Europe began in earnest in the 1660s. Tens of thousands of laborers, soldiers, and artisans toiled relentlessly to bring the king's extravagant dream to life. The architect, Louis XIV, initiated the first phase of expansion, enveloping the old lodge with new, grander structures. Later, Jules Hardouin Mansart would add the iconic Hall of Mirrors and the vast north and south wings, giving the palace its final form. The painter and decorator Charles Lebrun was placed in charge of the opulent interiors, orchestrating a symphony of art to glorify the king. Meanwhile, the landscape architect André Lenotre imposed a masterful order upon nature, designing the sprawling gardens of Versailles. The palace was a masterpiece of French Baroque architecture, a style defined by its grandeur, symmetry, and overwhelming decorative richness. The exterior, with its repeating windows and classical columns, projected an image of rational order and absolute control. Inside, the grand apartments of the king and queen were a dazzling sequence of salons, each dedicated to a classical deity. The Venus Salon served as a sumptuous entrance, adorned with symbols of the goddess of love. The Mars Salon, originally a guardroom, was decorated with military themes, celebrating the king's martial prowess. The sequence culminated in the Apollo Salon, the throne room, where Louis XIV was explicitly equated with the Greek god of the sun. Perhaps the most breathtaking space in the entire palace was the Hall of Mirrors, or Galerie des Glaces. This glittering gallery, over 73 meters long, connected the king's and queen's apartments. 17 arched windows on one side were perfectly matched by 17 arches of mirrors on the opposite wall. These mirrors, a triumph of French manufacturing, reflected not only the candlelight but also the king's economic ambitions. The ceiling, painted by Lebrun, depicted glorious scenes from the first 2 decades of Louis's reign. The Hall of Mirrors overlooked the magnificent gardens of Versailles, creating a seamless transition between interior splendor and exterior beauty. The gardens were a realm of their own, a testament to humanity's dominion over the natural world. Lenotre sculpted the landscape with geometric precision, creating a formal garden that was a marvel of perspective and design. Intricate parterres of flowers and boxwood hedges formed elaborate patterns, like embroidery on the earth. Over 200,000 trees were planted, and vast amounts of soil were moved to create the desired topography. A complex network of pipes and reservoirs was engineered to feed the garden's numerous fountains. The fountains themselves were sculptural masterpieces, depicting themes from classical mythology. The Apollo fountain was the most dramatic, showing the sun god's chariot emerging powerfully from the water to begin its daily journey. The Grand Canal, over a mile in length, created a stunning vista and was used for royal boating parties. Hidden within the former gardens were smaller, more intimate groves or bosquets, used for private concerts and gatherings. In 1682, Louis XIV made the monumental decision to move his entire court and government from Paris to Versailles. This was a masterstroke of political strategy, designed to domesticate the powerful French nobility. By requiring the aristocracy to live at the palace, the king could keep them under his constant surveillance. Their power, once rooted in their ancestral national expense. The construction and maintenance of Versailles, along with the king's many wars, pushed the French treasury to its limits. While the nobility enjoyed a life of unimaginable luxury, many common people in France faced crushing poverty and famine. Heavy taxes, such as the taille and the gabelle, fell disproportionately on the peasantry and the Third Estate. The glory of the Sun King cast long and dark shadows across the lives of his ordinary subjects. era in centralizing a nation.